Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this new episode of the Daily Debate. And tonight we are going to shed light on Egypt's new assertive foreign policy in Africa and beyond, as well as its responses to diverse security and defense challenges. We will be talking more about Egypt's relations with the African states with our guest here at the studio, Dr. Sherif Amir, Professor of International Relations. Always a pleasure, Dr. Sherif.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Dr. Sherif, let me first start with this report on Egyptian-African relations and future horizons, and we'll be back to resume our episode of the Daily Debate.
The African continent has a special status in Egypt's national security system, since the security of Egypt starts from Africa, and on the other hand, Egypt is a vital area of the continent. Therefore, the Egyptian realization of the strategic importance of the African continent is one of the most significant achievements of the country under the rule of President Sisi. After the revolution of June 30th, 2013, the Egyptian foreign policy worked on reflecting the will of the Egyptian people within the most accurate stage in Egypt's modern history. In this respect, it was keen to convey the true image of what happened in Egypt to the outside world. It also worked on enabling Egypt to regain its leading position in the region on the African level and confirming its Arab affiliation besides its African roots. Since President Sisi took office, Egypt has been moving along a path of genuine and comprehensive reform in the relations with Africa in particular and on the international level in general. Egypt has always been committed to strengthening international action through the United Nations as well as African action through the African Union, even after chairing the AU, and that is to achieve collective security and uphold the goals enshrined in the purposes and principles of the UN Charter and the Constitutive Act of the African Union. By tracking the Egyptian-African foreign policy on all levels, diplomatic, political, cultural, economic, and educational, after the revolution of June 30th and after President Sisi assumed power, the African Circle began to occupy a top priority on the agenda of the Egyptian decision-making. Throughout the past 7 years, Egypt has been keen to intensify contacts and coordination with African brothers in all domains and to support them facing their challenges. With these targets highlighted, President Sisi, along with his administration, kept holding extensive bilateral talks with the African leaders to discuss ways of enhancing bilateral cooperation even amid COVID-19 crisis. These talks also stressed on the importance of coordination within the framework of the UN and its agencies for the benefit of the African continent, in addition to enhancing counter-terrorism across Africa. President Sisi managed to put the country back on track so that it can forge ahead towards a bright and promising future that is commensurate with the steadfast Egyptian people who believe that Egypt should restore its leading role at the African regional and international levels.